In New Hampshire, just days before the 5-year anniversary of a tragic accident that took 7 lives, survivors and relatives of the victims are fervently appealing to keep the truck driver involved off the roads. On June 21, 2019, Volodymyr Zhukovskyy was driving a truck that collided with members of the Jarheads Motorcycle Club in Randolph, New Hampshire. This group, composed of Marine Corps veterans and their families, was devastated by the collision, which killed 7 of its members. In 2022, a jury acquitted Zhukovskyy of multiple manslaughter and negligent homicide charges related to the crash. However, despite his acquittal, the state still has the power to suspend his driving license. An administrative law judge ruled in May that Zhukovsky's license could be suspended for up to 7 years. The recent hearing was held to determine how long his suspension should last, with a final decision expected within the next 2 weeks. State officials are advocating for Zhukovsky's license to remain suspended until 2031. Zhukovsky's lawyer, however, is pushing for the suspension to be retroactively backdated to 2019, effectively reducing it and taking into account 2 years of good behavior. Wednesday's hearing was a powerful session filled with testimonies from those who were directly affected by the crash. Friends and family members of the victims described the profound loss they've experienced and urged that Zhukovskyy be permanently barred from driving. They pointed to his troubled driving history, which includes multiple collisions and infractions leading up to the fatal 2019 incident. David Bark, a member of the Jarheads Motorcycle Club, voiced the collective sentiment, saying, "Someone that caused such incredible, horrible pain to so many people has the audacity to say, 'I want my privilege back.' It's not a constitutional right to drive a car, to operate a motor vehicle on a public access highway. This is a privilege." Among the voices was Dawn Brindley, who survived the crash. She vividly recalled the aftermath, saying, "Seeing bodies on fire and pieces of my friends scattered on the road left her permanently scarred." She insisted that Zhukovskyy should never be allowed to operate a vehicle again in New Hampshire, expressing that he does not deserve freedom, while the families of the victims continue to live with the trauma. David Hiltz, representing the state, argued for the maximum possible suspension, citing Zhukovsky's dangerous driving record. "It is clear that the members of the traveling public in New Hampshire must be protected to the maximum extent possible by suspending Mr. Zhukovsky's non-resident operating privilege for as long as the law allows," Hiltz asserted. Zhukovskyy, who appeared via video with his lawyer, expressed his deepest condolences to the families affected by the crash. He stated that he has been sober for 5 years and currently leads a good, healthy lifestyle. His lawyer, Earl Wingate III, urged the authorities to base their decision on facts rather than emotions. After Zhukovsky's arrest following the crash, his Massachusetts license was automatically suspended in New Hampshire. He is now seeking to have it reinstated. During his trial, prosecutors highlighted that Zhukovskyy was swerving repeatedly before the collision and had admitted responsibility in his statements to police. Compounding the issue, Zhukovsky's license should have been revoked prior to the crash due to a DUI arrest in Connecticut in May 2019. Although Connecticut officials had notified the Massachusetts Registry of Motor Vehicles about this infraction, a backlog in processing out-of-state offenses prevented the suspension from being enforced. Zhukovskyy, originally from Ukraine and holding permanent residency in the U.S., faced further complications after the 2022 verdict. He was detained by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, and a judge ordered his deportation. However, due to the ongoing conflict in Ukraine, the U.S. has paused repatriation flights, allowing Zhukovskyy to remain in the country under temporary protected status.